All right. Hey, welcome everybody to join the atmosphere. This is part three, talking about our business tools or resources that we have within Market America, and they're all amazing. But this is one that we really haven't talked a whole lot about, and that was the resources they give us for connecting. The one thing that I will say is completely different with Market America from the rest of the direct selling companies out there is that what they do is for all unfranchised business owners. Everybody is welcome. And this is not just small leaders, these are top leaders, these are millionaires in the company. And I think that's amazing because most of the time, unless it's a convention, unless it's something like that, you don't really see a whole lot of that sharing. So what we're going to do is show you, I'm going to share my screen here and show you how this is shared on our back office that we have here. Everybody can see my screen? Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. So when we go to resources up here, I'm going to show you the exciting part first, which is the new part. Again, when we first got here and we heard GMTSS, we had no idea what that was. In reality, it basically is a global meeting, training, seminar spot where you can find anywhere globally where there are meetings, except it was crazy and we couldn't understand it and it was hard to find them. And that's really was the feedback. And boy, within that year, they bought something absolutely amazing. And they did one better. They bought what is known as the events calendar. And again, this is probably my favorite part of all of it. I love this because not only do we have a calendar, but they highlight things no matter what it is. As you can see, you can slide it yourself or it will slide on its own. It will show you what is coming up everywhere. Here's one, of course, with Mr. Happy, Cullen. First look. First look is great because they do this monthly and they always pick a top UFO who sometimes gives their own spin on how they see something. And if you feel like you're talking to somebody all the time and saying the same things, sometimes turning them on to somebody they haven't heard before can make all the difference in the world. So with this, Mr. Andrew normally hosts this, and the great, wonderful, and beautiful Allison Abbott. I'm excited about that one. I'm actually registered for that. Here, they're so prepared. Leadership School and Icon, you always know when it is, months and months and months in advance. You're not waiting, you know where it's happening. They are just so in tune with what they know the individual needs in order to be a part of it. Product symposium, something you can actually register for, and you can go in and learn. You think you know something about our products now. You know nothing until you attend one of these. But this is the 26th annual. So obviously it's something that people need. International Convention, which is coming up in August. Love that. Join the join the journey here. Northeast Regional, it goes on. There, you might know this gentleman. He is going to host the Canadian Regional Convention, Mr. Steve Bosson. Jason Pellin, many of us know him. Again, local seminars too. So not just, not just where you are, not just somewhere states and states away, but hey, if you've heard Jason before on one of the Zooms or something, this will allow you to say, hey, look where he's going to be. I can go attend this. Product superstars, look at this. We do this quarterly. This is one of my favorite meetings. They pull out a couple of products. There are superstar products for that quarter. We learn so much about it. We really push those products. We help other people become healthy because of them. And yeah, that guy, Steve Boston, he's going to be here for that too.
It's everywhere.
I
Pretty handsome guy, isn't he?
Yes. Master
Hey, Molly,
UFO. Yes, sir.
let me chip in here for a second. So for those
Go
watching
ahead.
there, look, this has a lot of background to all of this training here. What Molly's showing you here is the kind of the highlights at the top, the highlight reel. These are just a few select ones, but there are hundreds and thousands of training that take place. And the founder of this wonderful company, J.R. Ridinger and Lauren Ridinger, the reason he put all this together is he wanted any unfranchised owner in the world to attend any training anywhere around the world. And the good news around this is that most of this training, aside from some of the corporate ones here, and by the way, all of the corporate team, including myself, are unfranchised owners, almost the entirety of this training is put together by a volunteer arm. It's all existing unfranchised owners. It is phenomenal. There's all kinds of training in here that you can go to, but it's existing unfranchised owners are running their business, and everybody is welcome. It is phenomenal. You'll hear some testimonials from the team here tonight. Lynn's been to meetings, Molly has, Joanna, Petra. The welcome that you get from these unfranchised owners is just incredible. And almost one of their first things is always, how can I help you? So what Molly is showing you here is just a snapshot of this incredible tool that shows you can select dates, you can select the type of training, you can select a mile radius, all kinds of stuff here. This top piece is just a selection, but the training we have, I've never seen anything like it. It's just absolutely phenomenal and available to everybody, whether you're brand new or you've been here for 25 years, it's available to every single person.
And they make it so easy. This one I've been looking and hoping that Mark Ashley would be back again, because there's nothing more exciting than Mark Ashley on stage or on a Zoom. He will get you hyped up even if you don't know what you're hyped up about. But look, all you got to do is click the banner. And when you click the banner, everything is right there. They make it so easy. You can register for that. It's going to tell you that you're registered for it. It is absolutely just and it wasn't always this easy, but it really is easy. You'll see here, I love this. They will tell you, is this in person? Rather, it is an unfranchised business presentation where they're sharing that. Then down here, you'll see there are some online, quarterly product focus, free online beauty overview, web center certification. Everything is here. So this is my fave. I always go here first. You said you can, you can go further up here, and I can actually go to the GMTSS itself and say, okay, look, I want to search. Where are we going to be? I love that this is even simpler. I can say, wait a minute, I only want the US region. No, I only want a basic 5. And I think I'm going to have to do that online, or maybe it's online, it's hybrid, and it's in person. You can see, well, I'd like to meet some people. You can look down here, top recommended speakers of people who are going to be at local seminars. Here you'll see, this is the way I look at it. You can pick a couple of different ways, pick the calendar, click on the dates you're looking for. They give us absolutely everything, but to help us meet people, to help us, sometimes somebody can bring you on in a company and you're really happy you're there, but you know what? Sometimes you don't always click with your leader. You don't. And a lot of people, because they don't, they quit. They quit because they say this isn't going to work for me. This is a way to pair people up and to let them meet people who absolutely get where they're coming from, who will meet them where they're at. And that has happened, I know, with me and so many others. Just in the entire time that we have been a part of this. And for Joanna and I, it's been like 16 months, but just the new friends and the new people who are willing to help us and just take you under their wing and say, wait a minute, let me show you this, or hey, let me show you a different way to see this. It just teaches you a new way of business if you've ever been involved in anything else. Joanna, Steve, do you have anything else on this part before we start sharing?
Nope, I'm ready.
Good.
No, go
Okay.
for it.
Stop the share. And Joanna is going to start here. We're going to start with some testimonials of what people have experienced. And I think these are good. Go ahead, girl.
Hey guys, so if you are watching the replay of this and you don't know who I am, I'm Joanna Niederheiser, Executive Coordinator with Market America. Like Molly said, been here an awesome 6 months, but when I was 3 days old in the company, I was at my very first convention in Miami. And what I found there was a place to just call home. It was just different than anything that I had experienced in the past. And partly what Steve was saying is true. They cannot do enough to help you and to support you? And that was the question that every single person that Steve would introduce us to was, how can I help you? How can I support you? What can I do to help you? And, a lot of times when people say that, sometimes you don't know if they really mean it or not. Sometimes it's just empty words, it's just empty promises. But with this company, they meant it. I went through that year learning, being invited to places and people who are just top notch in the company. And I hung on to every word like a sponge, absorbing it all up. And in December of that year, November, December, Steve and I were talking, and I wanted to do my first wellness event. But I had never done a wellness event, and I really wasn't sure how to do that wellness event. I kind of had an idea. I've been in the business for 18 years, so I knew how to do a vendor show, but this was a little different. I felt like a fish out of water. So Colin, Happy Haskins that we call him, he called and he said I would be glad to come and fly into your area and we can do some business. And I'm like, okay. So Colin came from Florida, did my very first wellness event, and I can tell you it was very successful to the tune of, I think, $2,500 successful because Colin knew what he was doing, taught Brian and I the ropes, spent time with our team. Susan's on here. Um, you know, you can hear something 7 times from 7 different people, but until you hear it from somebody, and it doesn't matter who it is, it can be somebody that just started. But when Susan heard Colin speak, something resonated with her. And Susan, if you just want to take a minute and tell them what that was for you, that Colin came and gave you your start.
Yeah.
And Stephen.
I think it's delivering small messages. I'm reading a book right now. It's called Smart Brevity. And it's not talking too much and giving out too much information. It's about being very succinct in the delivery of your message. Plus, he added the credibility because he was living and using the products and living the dream. So I think that really resonated with your guests at that event, Joanna. And it certainly did for me as well.
Yeah. And you've
and
grown
Sue,
by leaps and bounds, and I'm so proud of you.
yeah, Susan, you're doing amazing. So a couple of things, Joanna. Again, kudos to Joanna. What Joanna's also not telling you as part of this story is that she also injured her knee on the Monday before. And
Yes.
basically still held 3 events in one day with Cullen, which she would not miss that for the world with Brian, and had Susan and Stephen there. So just incredible. If you put your mind to it, you can do anything. But Susan, you've also got an incredible story. Let's just dip into this for a second. You're having huge success with the products, and we love hearing your story. So just give people a little glimpse of what the products are doing for you.
Yeah, so I started out, as I mentioned before, I travel a lot for my job and I needed energy. I had gained quite a bit of weight. I was looking and I wasn't sleeping at night. So Joanna just gave me what I needed. So I started with the daily essentials. I was taking my NAD, I was taking my magnesium before bedtime. And it's just amazing how once I was nourishing my body with those supplements, the tendency to binge eat and overeat, I didn't even have that. I wasn't hungry, so I was able to eat my regular meals. And then when the GLP-1 product came out, I thought, wow, this would be a really good way to help me with maintenance. So then I started that product. And so I turned 60 last September and I was just under 220 pounds. And I'll be 61 in September. And I'm down right around 170 right now. So
Wow,
yeah,
that's
so
excellent.
it's really great. The other thing, if I may, Steve, while we're here,
Sure.
Andrew Weissman reached out to me today to provide a testimony via email to him. For those of you who don't know, he's the VP of our company. And when the phone was ringing and I looked and I was like, wow, I mean, who calls a country girl from Pennsylvania who's up here? And so that just really tells and speaks to the relationship that Joanna said. It's not about your title. It's really about supporting each other sharing our stories and testimonies. And today I can speak to Joanne. I have a girl that I graduated with high school with that Joanna mentioned, and her husband's starting to be symptomatic for Parkinson's. He's gained weight. So Joanna said to me, well, I'm going to call one of our certified coaches and we're going to get him on a conference call together. I'm like, we're going to what? And she supported me. And actually, then I worked late and I was driving somewhere else. So I actually gave her my client's contact information. She and another coach had the conference call with him. And now we have our next steps ready to go and prepare for him. So when we say this is a family, it's not just an individual business. I really feel like it's a family that supports each other. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Susan. I appreciate everything that you said. And I think we have a couple more testimonies. Scott?
Sorry, I had to unmute. So Petra and I have gotten well into the Southeast region. We started going up to Pineville and were accepted right away. We volunteered to help with the Southeast Regional Convention, and it was phenomenal. When you get into helping and they're helping you at the same time, it's fabulous. And they just, everybody opened up their hearts to us. And when we were at leadership, I just happened to stumble upon somebody from Spartanburg, which is the next town up from us, who was talking to a lady from Rock Hill, who was on the floor as $1 million winner, earner. And that's Bonnie Hunter. And she grabbed a hold of us, and we're along for the ride with that, all of the Southeast region. And we also got, when we were at the Southeast region, we learned from Dr. Stan, right? Stan
Pierce.
Pierce.
He is phenomenal, and he's going to be in Charlotte in September. And he teaches all over the world for big money.
He has a clinic in Dubai.
Yeah. So it's just phenomenal what you can get out of the locals and people. I mean, they have no skin in our game, but they're reaching out and helping us. We were on the call with them on Sunday. Bonnie did a great job, and she shared a whole bunch about getting started and getting your basic 5 in and doing what you need to do.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
And just to add on to that, Scott, thank you for sharing. And Scott and Petra, I was able to see them in the Southeast region. And if you haven't seen Scott and Petra in person for a while, they look absolutely phenomenal using these products of this company. Again, this is not a sell job, but it's a real experience. And just seeing them, they're absolutely glowing. And a couple of examples there, Bonnie Hunter, and I'm going to get the name wrong, but Bonnie is something like she is something like basically a rocket scientist.
She is a NASA engineer.
There you go. There you go. You said it better than me. But phenomenal. And her business, she is $1 million earner in this business. Just phenomenal. Her mum was doing it. Her daughter's now in the business. And you mentioned Stan Pierce as well. Stan Pierce has his own private practice. This company has a whole arm of health nutritionists, doctors, practices that basically work with our products because they're that good and developed by, you know, doctors and clinical nutritionists. So phenomenal people, and just another great example where you can get to meet with these. They go out of their way to help you. They invite you to their meetings. Nothing is closed. We can't express enough until you experience it. And Scott and Petra at the event helping out. You're on the doors doing tickets. We had a, what was it, a 1920s night there as well. Just phenomenal fun.
And also, her daughter Jessica retired at 23.
23.
Yes, she had finished college, and then she decided why not? And she
Wow.
retired at 23.
Wow.
And they travel and they do a lot of things as a family, and her mom's phenomenal too. So,
Yeah.
so thanks, Scott. So Lynn, I think you have a story for us too.
So I'm Lynn Huber. This is Richard. So we were living in Las Vegas. We now live in Florida, but when we started this company, we were living in Las Vegas. And there was a regional event in Arcadia, which is like LA. And so we decided to drive down for it. And oh my gosh, you guys, they took us under their wing. Everybody there was like getting our contact information and saying, "Let me help you. What can I help you with?" We went to lunch with 6 of millionaires who make $1 million a year. And they were giving us all these tips and hints and telling us what to do and what to look out for. And they were like, if you have a prospect in our area, you give me the information and I will take them under my wing and I'll get them signed up and I'll make sure they're under you, and I'm like, yeah, right. I mean, we've kind of been through this with, before, but that's not how it is. And they literally are just like everybody has said, they're just literally more than willing to help you and for really good reasons, for not for their own purposes. But then take it another step. We went to Icon that last year, which is the big international convention, and it's in a big stadium, like a basketball stadium, huge. And on one side you have Team My House, and on the other side you have Team Philadelphia. And this comes from the top down, you guys, from the very top, from JR and Lauren Reidinger. They teach, we are all here. We're one team, one dream, and we are here to support each other. This is a company culture. So anyway, people are getting called up on stage. They're being recognized, and maybe they're a member of Team Philadelphia, and Team My House is up there just cheering them on, and they're all dressed in the same colors, and same way with Team Philadelphia. And then something happens with Team My House, and Team Philadelphia is just screaming and yelling, and just it's just amazing. It's just a big family, like everybody else has already said.
Yeah, phenomenal. Thank you, Lynn. And just to add on to that as well, My House, a huge team in Taiwan and Asia Pacific, and we have huge teams out there. And just to give you a glimpse of how big this company is, for the annual events, leadership schools, and conventions they hold in Taiwan, we hire out around about a 22,000 seat stadium. And the tickets are around about $250 because you're learning its experience and you're getting all this knowledge from doctors and clinical nutritionists and the best of the best. It sells out in 30 minutes. Sells out in 30 minutes. That's how big this company is. And we just expanded last year in Indonesia. We're already in Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, UK, Canada, US. So this is just the start of this. And it's kind of one of those things that you had to know who the company were to find out. And now we're ready to tell the world who we are and what we're about. But this is a great example this evening over just this incredible network of support. This community we've all been in fabulous communities. This community is unbelievable. Every single person you meet is so helpful, so supportive, not financially connected, but everyone is willing to help and just share their expertise, which is just
You don't
phenomenal.
see that in other
Yeah,
companies.
phenomenal.
You really don't. Top leaders are keeping their secrets to themselves and their team. You guys, it's different here.
And I think that's the one thing too, when I, was introducing some of the team members in Miami this past year, and I would take them up to somebody like Kevin Buckman, Andrew Wiseman. Hey, this is so-and-so. Could you give them your best tip? They're brand new. And there's no secret sauce here. Everybody's doing the same thing, the same, maybe a little different way, but everybody's doing the same thing. It's do this, and do this. 3 things that you got to do. If everybody just does that, however you want to do it, you are going to succeed in the business. But Steve, we have something big coming up in August. Could you close us out with speaking of that? Maybe if somebody's watching this and they're not ready to join the business or register yet,
Yeah,
could
good
you
catch,
speak
Joanna.
of
So
that?
we call it our Icon International Convention, but Icon for short. So it's going to be in Greensboro, North Carolina. You may think, why is it in Greensboro, North Carolina? But that's where the head office is. That's where our distribution center is, and the whole office is there. And this is basically a coming together of incredible people, entrepreneurs, and franchise owners around the world. And this is pretty much, I would probably say it keeps expanding, Joanna. probably close to a 5-day event, isn't it? By the time people arrive on the Wednesday, this year, by the way, and get ready for this, we're actually going to open the expo on the Wednesday, even in advance of the Thursday. Then we go through all the way through Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, what we call the general sessions. We have a gigantic product expo where every single UFO can go around, touch and feel the products, sample the products, buy the products. Going to have some brand new merch coming there as well. But all of these expo stands, if you like, or these areas are manned by unfranchise owners. So you get to talk to the best of the best. So whoever's selling the most motives, whoever's the expert in core 3 health or heart health, they're actually on the stands. And many of you on this team were kind of represented as well. We have Janae. I don't think Janae's on this call, but Janae was doing a custom blend last year, for example, and many of you are on these stands. So it's an incredible atmosphere, incredible experience. Lauren Ridinger, of course, she kind of runs the show by the time we get to Saturday. She'll be on the stage on Friday, but it's really about, you know, your personal growth and your mindset. I mean, it's phenomenal. I haven't seen that anywhere else where a lot of it's about business. We mix this with new product introductions. We have some fabulous individuals speaking from stage, and Mark Ashley, as Molly just said. If you haven't seen him in person, there's nothing like him. I mean, basically comes off stage just absolutely drained because he's so passionate, energetic. It loses his voice. You know, he's jumping around on stage.
He learned from the best, though.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. So then he gets the quiet English guy helping support him, so we kind of balance each other.
Quiet English guy.
But then we have you know, on the Friday, for example, Steve Ashley, who's Mark and Lauren's brother. I mean, he comes on stage with incredible energy, and he really gets into the details around social media, the support tools that you can use in an unfranchised owner, the digital systems, everything we have. And of course, all of this is threaded through recognition, top unfranchise owners on the stage, talking about the products, talking about the business. You're learning from the best. So we spend a lot of time behind the scenes. In fact, we've got another call tomorrow to go through this again, hours and hours of going through the agenda, getting the right speakers lined up, and just having so much fun with it. But the international convention itself, thousands of people there. You really, really get to see this atmosphere for the first time. And many of us have had the pleasure of going to leadership schools and international conventions. We do a tour of the office on Sunday, which is phenomenal too. You get to see all of the support teams. You get to kind of see the distribution center. You get to see one of, I think it's Molly and Lee's favorite, in the distribution center. Whenever someone places an order, the system grabs that order, actually works out the size of the order, how many products, 20 products, 2 products, 3 products, cuts the box up there and then to the size of what's been ordered. So they actually personalize boxes to the size of the order. It's just incredible to see. So all of this being said is to really get people in the atmosphere again, to celebrate each other. We have some great recognition events. I don't think we've advertised this yet, team, but on the Saturday evening, hopefully we're going to have a gigantic party with everyone. So this is going to be phenomenal fun. There's going to be a lot of social media around this. So again, I'll leave some of those surprises for later. But one of the biggest things I would say for anyone watching this is that this is an incredible way to join the atmosphere, but also to have so many relationships and meet new people. It is just phenomenal. This company, again, we can't say enough on this call. The amount of people you meet that can support you is just amazing, amazing, amazing. So can't say enough about it. It's going to be fantastic. So if anyone is watching, please reach out to the person who introduce you to this call, have a conversation. We always love to have guests there. We love to have conversations. Many of the team on this call attended either Icon or Leadership School for the first time and actually grew their business from there and brought along some guests as well. So it's an incredible way to kind of see the business. And I think if anyone went, Joanna, I don't think they'll be disappointed at all. I think they'll be absolutely, wow, this is incredible.
I agree. Yep. Thank you, Steve. So if you saw something that you want to talk to somebody about, like Steve said, get with the person that invited you. Next week, we are going to go over the management compensation plan. So you want to come back for that, because I think if we all would have seen this 20 years ago, we would have been here a long time ago, because when you see this, it's going to blow your mind. So with that, make sure you invite some guests next week to come back and see that. We run on a 4-week schedule, and next week is the compensation plan. So if you know somebody who could use additional income, wants to build a business, wants to have a legacy, invite them, and we will see you next week. Same time.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.